Hi, I'm James Jenkins, and you're watching
What's Your Story, Vancouver? And I'm Angus, and we're here at Adesso Bistro.
We're in the West End. We're going to make some cocktails, and I'm going to interview Curtis Lum, an upcoming actor here in Vancouver.
And we're looking to put him to work as well. I'm a master of the vodka soda.
Tell me, how did you develop as an actor?
It's like skateboarding, you know what I mean? You gotta constantly just kind of bail a few times before you can land that trick. Mm-hmm. But trying to do as much as I could to familiarize myself with the business and learn as much as I could about myself. So as you get older, you learn more about yourself. You know what you like and what you dislike. You learn more of what your own flavor is and what you can apply to a role or offer to a project and stuff like that. So, you know, through all that and then through just constantly training, like I had to call bullshit on myself a bunch of times.
Yeah.
You know, because when I was younger, I was kind of just winging a lot of things. Acting, like I said to you earlier, acting was just a job for me. It was like another hustle to make some money sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when I started taking it seriously, that was when I started doing the twice a week with Deb Podolsky, which you and I
Cheers
met.
to Deb.
Shout outs to Deb. Even though it was twice a week, I don't know if you remember this, but like the class, it got to a point where everyone wanted to be on their A game every Monday and Wednesday, bring their absolute best. So even though the classes were only twice a week, we'd be rehearsing like 5-6 times a week, almost every day.
Meeting up with your partner somewhere.
And that's what changed it all for me. Just that obsession and that desire to
the work that goes into it, basically.
Yeah, and that really helped me with prioritizing and realizing how much work really is required in order to be in a a successful position, or to be in a position where you're ready for whatever's going to come your way.
Talk about auditioning. I know it's a very unnatural thing to do, and everyone seems to dread it. But what's your audition process, and how did you master that? And what's your process from beginning and during, and then after you're done an audition?
I'd say that it started off for me just like how it probably is for a lot of people starting off. Like, I hated auditioning. It's scary as hell. You know, your nerves are going. I think what changed for me is I flipped this switch in my head of like turning nervousness into excitement, and how I kind of perceived all that, So going into an audition and realizing, it's actually the same thing, nervousness and excitement. It's just how you look at it. One's a positive, one's a negative. And so I changed my outlook on auditioning altogether. I was getting myself amped and excited to go in and win a room over, you know what I mean? So that helped. And then, again, talking about the prep and all that stuff. And then, for me, what changed was doing my absolute best for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going into the room anymore to impress a casting director or to do what I think they want. I'll go into it with kind of an idea of what I have, and I'm offering, again, it's kind of like being a waiter at a restaurant. Like, this is what I have for you. These are our specials tonight. This is what I can do.
Exactly.
And doing my best to be able to walk out of that room with everything on the floor and just having the satisfaction of knowing that I did the best that I could do. And that changed everything.
Exactly.
Because then you're able to take risks. You're able to like do things that are out of the norm, and that's also how you differentiate yourself from everybody else. If they bring in 10 actors for the same role, what are you going to do that's going to stand out from the rest? You got to be yourself.
What's your process? Like, how do you prepare for a role? Like, what kind of research do you do? Like, what's the work that goes into it?
What's crazy is that we have like the world at our fingertips right now. So it's so easy to prep for a role. I think I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, for my roles I had to spend 3 months in somewhere to prep for this role. Like, I've never really had characters that I've had the opportunity to like sink in like that until recently. And recently I've been able to just, it's a combination of finding the accumulation of all the roles that I've played that I've enjoyed and knowing what works for me and what doesn't. And then also finding certain character traits or personality traits that I can add on top of that.
Yeah.
To make my character as three-dimensional or as interesting as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But ask me again, man. When I play someone that's like real, like it's an autobiography or something, or playing someone that a character that the world is familiar with, mm-hmm. that would be really interesting. That's kind of the next step for me. Like,
are you more of a Meisner or a method type when you're preparing for a role?
I'm a little bit of, and I think Deb is kind of like that. Our,
mm-hmm.
Our teacher, she's an amalgamation of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Bruce Lee, the Jeet Kune Do of acting. Like we take a little bit of everything, of what resonates with you, what works, and then you kind of just piece it all together. Mm-hmm. I can see why method works, but then, I worked with method actors before that take it too far sometimes for no reason, and it's can be kind of annoying, But if that's whatever you need ultimately to get you to where you need to go.
If it works on camera, then I guess
is
what you got to do.
Yeah. For me, I like to have a nice balance of using substitutions, using my own personal experiences, mm-hmm. and then using kind of
visualizations, I guess, or
visualization of what what I think the character is going through, and then. Mm-hmm. Try to feel that and put that forward.
Are you always working, like in between roles when you're not working? Are you still working?
Man, I'm a hustler through and through. I didn't grow up acting or doing any of that. So I grew up in the restaurant business. I grew up, as I mentioned, throwing parties, mm-hmm. Promoting club nights. I was in the clothing business. I was making music. I was doing it all. Long story short, I've always got something on the go. Yeah. I'm still in the restaurant business. I'm still working with my friends with their clothing companies, mm-hmm. helping that launch. This year I want to get more involved with charity work. And it's the only way I can stay sane, just keeping busy, keeping going.
Exactly. Do you still work on your acting when you're not in between gigs? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You got to, right? It's a muscle.
It's a muscle. Do you still go to class? Or?
I take privates whenever I can.
Yeah.
For me, the auditioning in itself, I try to learn as much as I can through every audition.
Yeah. Right. What's the best advice you've ever received? Anybody about anything?
I mean, this is one that I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm still trying to implement into my life. Mm-hmm. But my dad always taught me. He was like, "If you're gonna do something," he was like, "Son, if you're gonna do something, do it right."
Yeah. Go all in.
And that's with everything, mm-hmm. especially film. But it's easier said than done. But if you're gonna, it makes sense. If you're gonna do it, and then there's a saying: you either do or you do not. There's no try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you may as well do it right.
Exactly.
That always stuck with me. And then another one is same from my dad. He's like, life is like an escalator. The people you meet going up are the same people you meet on your way down. So treat everybody with respect, humility,
exactly.
And, being humble and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody, thanks so much. All his links will be in the description below. Really appreciate everything. Please like, share, subscribe. If you like this, pass it on. Please feel free to comment below. If you want to see us interview somebody, any suggestions, keep it clean. Again, really appreciate your support so far.
Let's get a proper handshake.
Yeah. All right, there it is. Cheers.